Africa seems to be the only continent where heroes are celebrated only when they are dead. Do you know that Africa spent between 500 million to 520 million dollars every year for communication before Rascom was put in the sky in 2007? When this project was conceived sometime in the late 1900s, it required a down payment of $400 million. And Muammar Gaddafi alone gave $300 million for that project. The African Bank of Development, $25 million. And then the other African states contributed the rest of the money. Yet, when Gaddafi was being presented to us by the mainstream media as a tyrant, as an assassin, as a terrorist, we believed the mainstream media and did not protect him when it mattered. What a different story we'll be saying today should we have protected Gaddafi. Welcome. I'm Akwago, a member of One Map Africa, a continental organization that seeks to open the borders the colonists and the slave masters brought here so that the African Continental Free Trade Area adopted by the AU can be facilitated so that it is operational finally on our continent. What if the African young people had protected Gaddafi? What if the African young people had protected Thomas Sankara when he urged African leaders not to pay colonial debt in 1986 before he was killed? What if Africans protected Patrice Lumumba of the Congo, who had some very wonderful and radical ideas for the continent? What if Africans protected Samora Machel? The list goes on. Of course, you and I know that this continent would have had a completely different story today. Now, open your eyes around us and look at what is happening. Whenever we have genuine leaders who have come up, who have the interest of this continent at heart, somehow we are blinded not to recognize them and protect them. I'm saying this because if you look at a leader like Nathalie Yam, who has been advocating, she has been so vigorous about the stuff, who has been stopped by France never to enter her territory because of her radical way of presenting the activities of the neocolonist and the imperialist on the soil of Africa. Now, should anything happen to her, we shall only go lamenting when it would have been done already. And I'm saying this to say that it is good that we devise schemes as young people on how to protect our leaders. Now, after all the wailing and crying that leaders who comes just once in a while, and Muammar Gaddafi were murdered, we have had the opportunity now that President Assimi Goïta rose up. Before you realize it, Ibrahim Traore is here doing exploits. And you will not be comfortable to believe that up to 18 assassination attempts have been made on his life, on the life of Ibrahim Traore. These are rare leaders who do not come often, but when they are there, what do we do to protect them? You have to remember and keep telling yourself that everything rises and falls on leadership, and when this kind of leaders are around, it is only in our interest to protect them. You see, what's funny is the fact that when anything negative would have happened to them, that they are no more, we'll go wailing and crying like we did to Magufuli before that dreaded March 17, 2021, where we rose up to realize that he is no more because he exposed the lies behind COVID-19. So was the leader of Burundi, who was wiped out of the picture because these people sought to see the lies behind the so-called epidemic that was meant to cause a lot of calamity on the African continent. Now, my question is this: you and I, young people, what are we doing? Is it not time we go spreading the message around to make sure that people should do everything they can to protect genuine African leaders? Of course, it's not difficult to spot them. You can see how much they are dedicated to the cause of the populations. We have to do something about it. You see, time has come that perhaps we should forget a little bit about turning the other cheek. I mean, like, should anything ever happen to someone like Ibrahim Traore or Assimi Goïta, like what we are seeing them doing now, the French have investments in Africa, the British, the Americans have investments here. When we would have realized that they are traceable to any harm to them, why don't we destroy their businesses? Come on, guy. I am not preaching any violence here. I'm just being even. Okay? I'm being even. Yes. When Gaddafi was murdered on that dreaded October 22, should we have done something to these Westerners? Perhaps they would have had a rethinking about the humiliating horrors they caused on our continent. I will leave you to think about that. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.